Hi, welcome to another yoga class. My name is Lisa and this is Twisted Tree Yoga. Today we're going to do a 30-minute chair practice designed to just loosen up the joints, to release some tension. Maybe you've been working at home or maybe just staying at home, you're not moving around as much. And so this sequence is simply meant to be gentle, a little bit of a release in the joints and the muscles, and to just move your body in a different way. So rather than sitting on the floor, we're going to do this entire sequence seated in a chair. So a couple of things before we move into the practice. Your chair. The chair I'm using today this is actually a folding chair, but it has a cushion on the seat. It also has some rails on the back that I can hold on to if I need to. Also, you want to make sure that your feet can rest comfortably on the floor and your knees are fairly aligned with your hips here. So you might want to use a blanket if your feet are not quite aligned underneath your feet here. So now the knees are much more aligned with the hips here. And if your legs are a little bit shorter, I recommend using blocks underneath your feet or books as well. So we're just bringing the floor up to meet your legs rather than, feeling the need to come way forward into the chair or the feet dangling. We want to make sure that we have a nice ground into the feet. Conversely, if you're taller and your knees are above your hips here, we might want to use this blanket underneath the seat. So this will actually give your chair a bit more height and allow the knees to once again align with the hips. So maybe pause this video if you need to make any adjustments to your chair or grab a chair, and then we'll meet back to go through the sequence. So for our beginning here, we're just going to sit up nice and tall. You might also want to grab a strap. Forgot to mention that. I was holding it. Forgot to say that. We'll be doing figure 4 and a strap might be handy for that. So we'll sit up nice and tall once you have all of your props. And I like to move forward a bit in the chair, so I'm not sitting all the way back, allowing my back to rest against the seat. Sometimes we can begin to really lose our posture. So bring your weight forward. So now I'm on the edge of my chair. It's encouraging the natural curves to my spine here. I do like having a blanket under my feet. I recognize that my chair is a little bit high for me, so just using this blanket brings some ease into my joints. Once you're sitting nice and tall, just connect to your breath. Allow a deep breath in and a full breath out. Deep breath in and full exhale. Always encourage sound. Deep breath in and exhale. Let it go. We'll start off with some warming up into the wrists, the ankles, the neck, and the shoulders. So we'll start off with a couple of arm raises just to warm up the shoulders. So draw the elbows in towards the rib cage here. As you inhale, straighten the arms and lift forward. As you exhale, draw the elbows in. And then inhale, lift your arms up as high as feels comfortable next to the ears, straightening, draw the belly in, lengthen. Exhale, elbows back to the ribs. Inhale, press your arms forward, palms facing each other. And exhale, draw the elbows back in. Nice. Inhale, lifting the arms up next to the ears, get nice and tall. And exhale, elbows back to the ribs. Inhale, press your arms forward. And exhale, elbows back to the ribs. Do one more. Inhale, lengthen, reach your fingertips high. And exhale, elbows back in towards the ribs. Hands down onto your thighs. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears and back down. A couple of revolutions. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing here. Maybe allowing one shoulder to move at a time. Drawing it back. Moving it back, getting more into maybe kind of a dance roll, moving those shoulders around, maybe a little bit faster, and then switching directions. So draw those shoulders forward, move the elbows out to the side, really feel this movement into the shoulders. You might even arch your back a little bit to get deeper stretched between the shoulder blades. And then we'll draw the shoulders back and down a couple more times. And we'll end up with the shoulders down away from the ears, elbows back in towards the ribs. Nice job. Now from here, we're going to get a little bit of movement into the wrists. So lifting your arms either out in front, or you could even have them in front with the elbows in if that feels more supportive in the shoulders. Otherwise, you'll reach your arms forward. Palms flat, so the palms are facing down. As you inhale, draw the fingers back towards the forearms. So really pressing the palms forward, spread the fingers. As you exhale, palms reaching down and back towards the wrists, and feel the stretch across the top of your hand and the wrists. Inhale, lifting fingertips. Lift, press to the palms. So really pushing away, feeling the stretch on the back and the bottom of the wrists. Exhale, pressing down. Now we're getting that stretch across the top of the wrist bone. Taking 2 more. Inhale and exhale, pressing down. So this looks the same even if we're here. Inhale, draw the fingertips up, and exhale, press the fingertips down and shake it out. Just kind of let that go. Maybe a little flopping around of the wrist. Extend your right arm forward. Taking your fingers, pull the hand down. So now we're getting a deeper stretch assisted by the strength of the left hand. Pulling those fingertips back, getting a stretch all the way up into the forearm muscle, up towards the elbow. And then bringing those fingertips up, now you're going to draw the hand back. So once again, using the strength of the left arm to pull the palm forward, getting a deeper stretch into the wrist and even into the back of the right arm. And then exhale, release, let it go. Other side. Holding into the interlacing your hands here, pulling the left hand down. So getting that stretch across the top of the wrist into the forearm. Once again, using the strength of the right arm to assist the stretch on the left side. Taking a couple of breaths. And then switch the action. Lift those fingertips, interlace, and pull the left hand back. So now we're getting that stretch. Push a little bit more through the heel of the left hand, so through this part here, and you'll feel the stretch more towards the back of the left arm if you're straightening that elbow a bit more. And a release, let it go. Shake it out. Now we'll get a stretch into the neck. So from here, you're going to release your right arm down by your hip. Take your left hand and place it on the right temple. Now I'm not going to pull my head to the side. I'm actually just going to allow my left ear to release towards my left shoulder. The weight of my left hand is going to assist gravity in creating a little bit of a deeper stretch here. Now from here, a couple of options. You can stay as you are. Widen through the left elbow. Draw the left shoulder away from your left earlobe. Allow allow your chin to turn towards your left armpit and reach your right fingertips out to the side. This is going to intensify the stretch here. Now notice, depending on where your chin is moving, you're going to notice the shift of the sensation in your neck and shoulder. So if I'm turning my chin towards my armpit, I'm getting a bit more stretch on the front side of my neck and the right shoulder. If I tilt my chin upward, now I feel this stretch more towards the back of my shoulder on the right and also into my neck. So just a couple of movements to find that spot where you just want to hold for a moment and breathe. Feel the stretch into the right. Notice any sensation of tension, or maybe you're subconsciously crunching. Release, relax. to come out, right arm down by your side, left hand to your left temple. As you inhale, press your left or your head back to center and let it go. Other side, left arm down by your left hip, right hand onto the left temple. Once again, I'm just allowing my right ear to move down towards my right shoulder. I'm going to widen through my right elbow here. Always feel free to stay. And the sides of the body, the sides of the neck are going to feel different. So maybe this is enough for you. If you want, you can begin to play with tilting your chin down towards the armpit or moving it up more towards the ceiling. Once again, when you find that spot where you just want to hang out, maybe reach your left fingertips more to the side. Draw through that right elbow, so opening up. But notice if we're holding the shoulder up towards the ear, release the right shoulder away from the ear. So you're really finding ease as well as this nice stretch into the left side. You're finding ease on the right. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Releasing your left arm by your hip. Assisting your head back to center, right hand to right temple, and let it go. Dropping your chin gently towards your chest. Getting a nice stretch along the back of the cervical spine, getting into the C7 and the top T1, top of the thoracic spine. I'm going to get a nice stretch. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feel the belly draw up and in. Knit the low ribs together and draw the shoulders back a little bit more. Feel the chest or lift your chest up towards your chin. Nice stretch to the back of the neck. Whew, this one feels really good. And then inhale, lift your head back to center and let it go. A couple more stretches just into the ankles and then we'll move into the sequence. So a couple of options. You could reach your right leg forward, just keep the heel onto the earth. Or you might use your block or your book here underneath your shin or the calf and allow that to lift to give you a little bit more movement into the joint of the ankle. Either variation, we're just going to do that same point and flex with the foot that we did with the hands. So pressing through the toes, so I might lift my heel, particularly if I don't have a block underneath my calf. Pushing down my toes, so stretching the top of the ankle, top of the foot, pointing, and then flexing, pressing my heel down, draw your toes back towards the shin. And press your toes away, point it out, lift the heel, lengthen through the top of your foot. And inhale, draw your toes back towards your shin. Exhale, push the toes down and lift the heel, nice stretch into the top of the foot. And exhale, draw your toes back, pressing down into your heel here. Taking some rotations with your ankle. You could lift your leg here, or once again, you could place that block underneath your calf, making sure we're just above the Achilles tendon, so we're not placing any stress on that tendon itself, so more on the meat of the calf muscle rather than on the tendon itself. Taking some revolutions to the left and the right, just shaking it out. And let it go. Other side. I'm going to use the block on this side just so you can see what that might look like as I kick it over. Coming into that point and flex as you exhale, pointing your toes down, stretching through the top of the foot. As you inhale, draw the toes back towards your shin, pressing through the balls of the foot. And then exhale, point the toes down, getting that stretch across the top of the ankle feels so good. Inhale, press the toes back towards the shin. And exhale, pointing your toes, let it go. One more, inhale, pull the toes back. And exhale, pointing the toes, getting that stretch. And now just make some revolutions. Making sure you take about the same number to the left and the right. So we're finding that equality into the lengthening and the shortening of those ligaments and tendons, the metatarsal bones in the foot. And just continuing to breathe in this. And then release. Place your left foot down onto the floor, onto your prop. We'll move into some seated sun salutations here. So very simple movement here. Just follow along. I'm going to face forward for the first set, and I'm going to turn sideways so you can see. Hopefully I'm not going to bonk my head on these plants, but we'll give it a try. So starting off, inhale your arms up. Get nice and tall here. And then exhale, hands through your heart. Inhale, reaching up to the sky. And then as you exhale, placing your hands onto your thighs, sliding down, rounding forward. Slide your hands down your shins, torso to thighs. Placing both hands on the front of your shin, reaching behind your calf. Sliding up the back of your calf, interlace your hands behind your right thigh and lift your knee up towards your chest, or whichever height is good for you. From here, shoulders draw back as your heart presses forward and down. Exhale, press the right foot back down. And then hands to the knees. Inhale, draw your heart forward, shoulders back, cow pose, belly is in. And then exhale, round your spine. Round the shoulders, chin to chest, rocking back. Really feel this in your spine rounding. Inhale, rock it forward, finding cow pose. And then exhale, begin to round, but now release forward, forward fold. Hands behind the right or the left calf, interlace your hands, slide your hands up and behind your thigh as you lift your knee up, shoulders back, heart forward. Exhale, release your left foot down, hands to your knees. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders draw back. Exhale, cat pose, chin to chest, round your shoulders, rock your spine back. Inhale, back to cow pose, arching, lifting, maybe gazing up. And exhale, rounding, folding forward, belly is in, hands slide down. Hands reaching behind your right calf. Once again, inhale, lift, and interlacing your hands behind your right thigh, lifting up, heart forward, shoulders draw back. Pressing your right foot back down onto the earth. I'm going to turn, take hands to thighs as you inhale, shoulders back, heart forward, chest lifts, cow pose. Exhale into cat, tucking your chin, rounding forward, round that spine. Inhale back to cow pose. And exhale, hinge forward, torso to thighs. Here comes that plant. Interlace your hands behind your left calf, sliding up behind the left thigh. And knee to chest, shoulders back, heart lifts. Exhale, release your left foot down onto the earth. Finding your cow, inhale, heart forward, shoulders back, gazing up. Exhaling into cat, round it in, really rocking back, chin to chest. And inhale, come back to cow pose. And exhale, round it forward, lunging forward, hands down. And behind the right calf, interlacing behind the thigh, lifting knee to chest, heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, right foot places back down, hands to knees. Inhale, cow pose, shoulders back, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Really feel this arch. Exhale, cat, round it in, chin to chest, tucking the tail, rounding the spine. Inhale, back to cow, shoulders, collarbones wide. Final one, exhale, round it in. Slide your hands down the shins, interlace your hands behind the left calf, sliding it up. Lifting the thigh, knee to chest, heart forward, shoulders back. And exhale, release left foot down. Hands to thighs, one more. Inhale, heart forward, shoulders back. And exhale, come back to a neutral spine. Shoulders are back, still sitting nice and tall here. We're going to move into figure 4. For figure 4, this is a hip stretch here. You might use your strap here, or you can use a block or cross your ankles. Any of these variations are fine. Basic pose, right ankle crosses over the left thigh. Now, as you can tell, my knees lifted a bit. I can't necessarily straighten or lower my right thigh completely level, and that's totally fine because I'm getting a stretch into my right hip. Now, if placing your foot onto your thigh is difficult, that's where we can use a strap. Just place it underneath the sole of your right foot. Hands are one hand is on both straps. The left hand is going to assist here. So as you reach down, you're going to lift, and then your left hand will reach down for your shin or your knee, and you'll cross your right ankle over the left thigh. You can just leave the strap here to assist when you come out of the pose. You'll simply do the opposite. So left hand will be on the strap, right hand onto the knee, lifting and lowering, sliding that strap through the hands, and that right hand will assist you down. The other option here is to sit back more in the chair and cross your ankles here, allowing the right knee to drape open. Now this might be enough stretch for you. If not, you could even move your foot over to the side so it's kind of off the chair, so we can really kind of drape open and gently press down through the inner right thigh to assist getting a little bit more of a stretch here. So we'll start off on the right side, coming into your figure four, however it works best for you. It might slide forward onto the chair or sit back, placing right ankle onto your left thigh. Flex your right toes. This is going to help protect the knee. Draw the belly in, get tall. Heart is forward, shoulders back. Deep breath in. Full exhale. You might press down onto the knee just a bit to increase the stretch, or maybe you even want to hinge forward. Whatever you'd like. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. Either using that strap to assist coming out of the shape, or just uncrossing your right ankle, lower your right foot down. Other side, using your strap or crossing ankles, find the shape that works for you. Taking figure four, getting that stretch to the outer left hip. Flex those left toes. Maybe your hands on the sole of your foot to help here. Left hand onto your left knee, not on the knee itself, just a little bit above it. Inhale, lengthen belly and shoulders back. Exhale, maybe you hinge forward. Inhale and exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale it out. And slowly release. Left foot lowers down. Nice work. We're going to move into a side body stretch. So we'll take the feet nice and wide. You might continue to use your blanket here. What I could do is I could unfold it to widen it. I don't necessarily need to use the blanket when my knees are wide for this particular pose, but I just want to show that we can keep that height underneath the feet, even with the feet wider. Okay? Maintaining this alignment in the leg bones. So for this side body stretch, you're going to take your right hand and place it on the left thigh. Taking your left arm up next to your ear. Inhale. As you exhale, lift and arch over to the right. So we're really lifting out of the waistband. So I want you to imagine that this left side is just lengthening, lengthening. Maybe even somebody's holding on to that left wrist and pulling you more over to the right, rather than collapsing into the rib cage. So I want to keep this side body just as long as engaged as the left side. Now pressing your left hand to the left thigh, I'm also going to open up more through my left thigh. So I'm using this tension, this pressing into my hand to help assist me going a little bit deeper into the stretch. And then press through the left hip bone, the sits bones, the base of the hip. So we want to feel the left buttock pressing down into the seat. So we're maintaining our ground. And then inhale, come back to center. Left hand releases down. So good. Other side. Left hand to the outer right thigh, lifting your right arm. If this is too much, you can always place your left hand onto the right waist as well, if the thigh is too far away. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, begin to lengthen. Lift, lengthen, and arch rather than that collapse into the rib cage. Draw the shoulders back and down away from the ears, pressing your thigh into your left hand. Feel that right thigh nice and active, and then push down through the right buttock. So we feel that ground into the chair, noticing the toning of the muscles, feeling the lengthening of the right side and the space on the left ribs. Inhale back to center and release. Heel toe your feet back to center. Once again, knees are nice and aligned here. The next shape we're going to take is just a twist. So I'm going to turn sideways into the chair, so you'll turn sideways as well. I'm going to use the back of my chair to assist here. So once we're in this position, you're going to take your left hand, a couple options. You can just place your hands on the chair and use that as your twist. That might be enough. You can take your right hand and place it behind you, either on the chair or on your hip, and then the left hand is going to come over onto the back of the chair. So we're going to inhale and lengthen, and exhale, twist. Moving your left hand if you need to, watching our right shoulder, drawing it back and down. And then as we're twisting to the right, pull the belly button up and in and twist towards the left. So we're getting this opening, this massaging of the organs and the torso, staying nice and long through the spine. So I'm not rounding in or trying to really stretch a lot out of my capacity. Deep breath in. And exhale, unwind, come back to center. We'll switch sides. So just walking it over, coming over to the left side. Once again, this time your left hand will come behind you. Right arm lifts up, placing it on the back of your chair. Inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, twist. Right shoulder draws down, left shoulder draws down. So I'm not crunching up towards the ears. Low belly is up and in. As I exhale, I can find more space on the twist. So the inhale creates lengthening and space, and the exhale will increase depth. Finding the twist that works for you here. Staying nice and tall, belly button to spine, turning towards the right as you open up towards the left. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, unwind, come back to center, turning forward in your seat. And we'll let it go. Maybe you're tapping out a little bit here, finding some more movement in your body, drawing the belly up and in. I'm going to reach down and grab my blanket here as we move towards our final meditation for today's practice. So just utilizing a blanket to place behind your back as we scooch back into the chair. We want to feel nice and supported. Maybe you already have a lumbar support in your chair. That is even better. So I'm just going to take this folded blanket and place it back and just sliding back into my chair. My shoulders are back. Spine is long. Sitting up nice and tall. Ideally, I would have another blanket underneath my feet, but that's okay. So from here, you might close down your eyes or just gaze down your nose to a spot at the front of your toes or just in front of your feet. And as you sit, feel your sits bones level on your chair. So noticing if you've got one, if you're kind of tilted to the left or to the right, really feel this alignment, this nice levelness in the hips. Take a deep breath in and a full exhale, let it go. Deep breath in and release. Taking these last few moments to connect to the body, to once again acquaint yourself with your breath, to notice the inhalations playing with the exhalations. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest and belly. Noticing any tightness in your jaw. Let it go. I invite you to stay in meditation for as long as you'd like today. As you feel ready, your hands will just move to your heart, just to thank yourself for being here today, for taking time to stretch your body and connect to your breath. I thank you all for being here, for joining me once again for practice. Please leave any comments below about things you'd like to see in upcoming classes or things that you prefer not to see. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. To each and every one of your beautiful, magnificent lights, I bow. Namaste.